All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Heartland Championship Wrestling, brought to you here live on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. My name is Dave Little, and we are coming to you live from the Dave Cave with action from the Atlantic Wrestling Federation. We are live tonight in Miami, Florida, with some great action in store for you here tonight. The main event, of course, as announced, will be for the Atlantic Tag Team Championship as the Steiner brothers defend against the former champions, the Midnight Express. So far on the show, we have had a handful of matches already before we went live. As we say hello in the chat room to Al Red Sox fan, Brian Vanderwall, Derek Bauman, and Cleveland baseball fan 879. It is a big crowd for Saturday Night Wrestling here on the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network. Tonight's card opened with the debut of Johnny B. Bad in a losing effort as he went down to defeat against Ole Anderson. As we say hello to KB, the ultimate Wildcat fan. Unfortunately, the Wildcats went down out of the NCAAs last night, much to the chagrin of many loyal Kentucky fans. Of course, my father was a graduate of the University of Kentucky, and I was raised on Kentucky basketball and Ohio State football. So disappointment in the NCAAs this year. So Ole Anderson picked up the win over Johnny B. Bad in the first match in Johnny B. Bad's Heartland Championship Wrestling debut. Our second contest saw tag team action with Harlem Heat looking good, picking up the win over the team of Nikolai Volkov and Alexis Smirnoff. Booker T getting the pinfall in that victory by way of the Harlem Hangover. Bruiser Brody then picked up a hard-fought win over Kurt Hennig. And just before we came to air, it was Johnny Valentine in his first match after losing the Dixie Heavyweight Championship. Valentine had a very good battle and came out on top against Mr. Wrestling 2. And now, tonight, we are ready for the televised action. KB says, thanks for bringing that up, bro. Hey, I'm right with you, man. I was pulling for Kentucky as well, and so it is a disappointing time for all in the fandom. All right, our first contest will be a number one contenders match for the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. Barry Windham is your champion, and the winner of this match will face Windham for the title. The top two contenders are, introducing first, 6'4", 246 pounds out of Robbinsdale, Minnesota. He is the ravishing one, Rick Rude. Rick Rude, of course, one of the black and white original Legends cards from the Legends Fever release back in 2006. He has not had a color update, and my understanding is that he will not get an official color update for contractual reasons, but he still was a very colorful character in his own right back in the day. But his opponent tonight, and the man that the fans in Miami are anxious to see, out of nearby Sarasota, Florida, he is 6'1", 248 pounds. He is the one and only Macho Man Randy Savage. So Randy Savage has been to the top of the mountain and is anxious to get back. And if he can get the win over Rude tonight, that will set up Savage versus Windham for the title. As the two men come to the center of the ring, and the referee calls for the bell, and this show is underway. And first of all, it is Rick Rude gaining the opening initiative role. We'll see what Rude can do against Savage here. It is a series of forearms by Rude. And Savage is backed away, but he is not backing down. Rude follows that up with a face rake. Savage not very happy about that. And Savage is going to go for a big suplex. That is an agility move, so he is able to get Rude up, over, and down to the canvas hard. Savage has the agility edge in this match. Rude, of course, with the power advantage. but Rude is hurt, and Savage is on the offense. Savage follows that up with a neck breaker clothesline, and wow, he got all of that one. Down goes Rick Rude. Savage quickly in control here in this one, and it is going to be Savage who throws Rude out of the ring, and out we go to the arena floor. Savage, a very dangerous competitor on the arena floor, and on a roll of 6, it is Savage with a series of forearm smashes to the side of the head of Rick Rude, and then he grabs Rick Rude and just shoves him back first against the side of the ring, and Rick Rude is favoring that back as action returns into the ring. Savage prevails in the opening brawl, and now he's going to go with a vaulting neck snap over the top rope, and down across the neck of the rope is Rick Rude, and Rude is hurt. Back comes Savage, another running knee to the back, and Rude crumples down to the mat once again. Savage off to a fine start here, and now it is a flying axe handle from Savage that crashes into the back of ravishing Rick Rude. Savage in control, another neck breaker clothesline, and Rude is reeling. Rude staggers back against the ropes, and Savage with another running knee to the back catches Rude hard in the back. Rude is on the receiving end of a lot of brutal maneuvers here, and now it is Savage with a whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Rick Rude, and on a roll of 7, it is a running back elbow from Savage that takes Rude down to the mat once again. Another whip to the ropes from Savage. Rude comes off, and this time it is a running double clothesline, and both men go down. Rude tried to get the clothesline up. Savage had the momentum. Savage has the better ropes rating. He is the first to his feet. And it is Savage now once again in control. And Savage with another flying axe handle blow off of the top rope and down across the head and neck of Rick Rude. Rick Rude has been staggered. He has gotten nothing done offensively in this match. Another whip to the ropes from Savage. Off the ropes comes Rude, and another back elbow from Savage stuns Rude. Savage follows that up with another neck breaker clothesline, and Rude once again is staggered. Back comes the Macho Man, another whip to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Rude, and this time, on a roll of 4, it is Savage who sets his head too soon. Rude explodes off the ropes, drills Savage in the back of the neck with a hard elbow, and Savage now goes down. Rude in control. And Rude now is going to go for a big pile driver. He takes the pile driver, and down goes Savage hard. Savage rolls out of the ring. Action will move out to the arena floor, but on a roll of 8, it is Savage who is forced to make that helpless crawl back into the ring ahead of the 10 count, where Rude is awaiting with malice in mind. What's Rude going to do here? He is not going to go out of the ring once again. Instead, it is going to be Rude with a top rope sledgehammer down hard across the back of the neck of Savage, and down goes Savage to the canvas hard. That is a pin roll, but Savage only has a pin rating of 1, so he cannot be pinned, but he picks up the first point of fatigue of the match. Rude now follows that up with another pile driver. He didn't get all of that one, and Savage is able to roll away and slowly get to his feet, but Rude is still first to his feet, and now it is a clothesline from Rick Rude that stuns Savage. Rude going for the cover once again. The pin roll here is Snake Eyes, but on a roll of 6, it is Savage who gets out. Savage kicks out. Rude is now firmly in control, and Rude once again is not going to let Savage get out of the ring. Rude is going to come with a big clothesline, and that staggers Randy Savage back in the corner. Rude follows up with a falling forearm drop across the neck of Savage. Savage slowly gets to his feet. Another forearm drop and another stunning blow from Rick Rude. Boy, Rude took a lot of punishment early in this match, and now he is in control. And here's another top rope sledgehammer by Savage, or by Rude on Savage, and that puts Savage down on the canvas. Savage is down. Rude is in control, and now he's going to go for a swinging neck breaker. Down to the canvas hard goes Savage, and now Savage once again is going to roll out of the ring. Action will go to the arena floor once again, but on a roll of 8, Savage has to make that helpless crawl once again. Rude is not going to let himself get sucked in to a brawl on the arena floor against a crazy man like Randy Savage. You can't out-crazy a crazy man, and Rick Rude's not going to try. But Rude is going to go with another swinging neck breaker that leaves Savage hurt. And Rude follows that up with another big clothesline, and down goes Savage once again. Boy, Rude is on an incredible flurry here, and now it's the Rude Awakening. Rick Rude sets him up and drops him down across the back of his shoulder, neck first. He's going to go for the cover. The pin roll here is 5, but on a roll of 9, Savage is able to get his foot over the bottom rope. As we say hello to some newcomers to the chat room, Thad Killian is here. Carl Zilla is here. Savage is down and Rude is in control. Savage barely survived the Rude Awakening, and now it is going to be an attempted reverse atomic drop by Rick Rude. This is a choice F maneuver. And for the power roll, he will need 6 or lower to execute this. And on a roll of 7, Savage escapes from the attempted reverse atomic drop, and it is Savage who grabs Rude by the arm, whipped to the ropes. Off the ropes comes Rick Rude, and on a roll of 7, it is Savage who hits Rude with the back elbow. That stuns Rick Rude. Savage follows that up with another neck breaker clothesline, and that sends Rude over the top rope and down to the arena floor. Savage now, what's he going to do? With Rude on the outside of the ring. On a roll of 7, Savage is waiting, and he is going to suplex Rick Rude back over the top rope and into the ring. Rude is down and Savage is back in control. Savage now is going to hit him with a pile driver, and Rude once again is going to take a powder outside of the ring. And outside the ring on the arena floor, on a roll of 10, it is going to be Savage who comes out of the ring and tries to hit Rude with an object like a steel chair. We may see a disqualification here, but on a roll of 6, there will be no disqualification. Savage waffles Rude with a chair shot, and the referee is going to let him fight. Back into the ring we go. Savage in control, and now it is Savage going up to the top rope. He comes off with that flying elbow smash, and he nails Rick Rude. The pin roll is 5 or lower, and on a roll of 3, he got him. Out of nowhere, Randy Savage wins that match with the top rope elbow. Your winner and the new #1 contender for the Atlantic Heavyweight Championship is Randy the Macho Man Savage. It will be Savage taking on Barry Windham for the AWF Championship sometime here in the near future. So congratulations to the Macho Man, Randy Savage, as he has earned a shot at the title here in the Atlantic Wrestling Federation. As Kevin Butcher says, Dave, do you roll DQs twice? Yes, I do. I roll all DQs twice for the information of those in the chat room. Savage has a DQ rating of 5, so he would have been disqualified on a roll of 5 or lower. However, many promoters, myself included, will roll that twice just to reduce the number of disqualifications we have in these matches. It is a huge pop from the Ultimate Wildcat fan, Kevin Butcher, for the victory of Savage. Thad Killiam not so happy about that. Carl Zilla not so happy about that. We've got some boos, we've got some woohoos, and a huge pop in the chat room as we get ready for our next contest. Our next contest is for the Dixie Heavyweight Championship. This is the secondary title here in the Atlantic Wrestling Federation. And your brand new Dixie champion is this man, Jumbo TSURUTA, who just last month defeated the longtime Dixie Heavyweight Champion Johnny Valentine to capture the title. And this will be the first title defense for Jumbo TSURUTA. And his opponent will be a very dangerous and decorated man in his own right. Coming into the ring, 5'10", 233 pounds, from parts unknown, he is the intelligent, the sensational Destroyer. So Destroyer wants a taste of the gold here, but he has got a formidable grappler indeed. Jumbo TSURUTA, 6'5", 265 pounds, out of Yamanishi, Japan. TSURUTA will have the advantage in both agility and power in this match. TSURUTA with the double +1 finishers, the power bomb, and the jumbo backdrop. Destroyer has that +2 finisher, the figure 4 leg lock. He's also got an add 1 bombs away move on level 3 offense. So Destroyer will be a good matchup for TSURUTA here tonight with the Dixie Heavyweight Championship on the line. Carl Zilla says, the Destroyer is my all-time favorite, so I am pulling for him here. And indeed, back in the early days of my time with Filsinger Games, before I founded Heartland Championship Wrestling, the very first federation I had was called the Dayton Wrestling Association, and the Destroyer was the heavyweight champion back in the day. So we're talking about close to 20 years ago, and the Destroyer has been a fine addition to the Filsinger Game series since that date. And now on the opening initiative roll, it is TSURUTA who gets the opening initiative, and he is just going to come in with a stomp, stomping on the knee of Destroyer. Destroyer takes a step back, and TSURUTA comes at him again with a hammer to the back, and that is going to leave Destroyer staggering. He's hurt. And now a drop kick from TSURUTA, and quickly TSURUTA goes for the pin. The pin roll is snake eyes, but on a roll of 5, Destroyer kicks out. TSURUTA starting off aggressively here. He wants to defend his title here. He is a tough competitor. And now it is going to be action spilling outside of the ring as TSURUTA pitches Destroyer out of the ring. We go out to the arena floor, and on a roll of 6, that's the best man win rolls. These men are both B-rated performers outside the ring, so the victory goes to the man on offense. In this case, it is TSURUTA. And by the way, all Dixie Heavyweight Championship matches are no disqualification. So it is anything goes here as TSURUTA is in control in the ring. And TSURUTA now goes for the power bomb. That's a +1 finisher. The pin rating is 4. And on a roll of 6, Destroyer is able to kick out, and the match will continue. TSURUTA now goes for the jumbo backdrop. This is the move he used to win the title. Also a +1 finisher. The pin roll now is 5, and on a roll of 8, Destroyer again is able to kick out. The Destroyer showing some resilience here as TSURUTA has hit both his big finishers, and Destroyer has managed to survive. TSURUTA now with a pile driver takes Destroyer down to the canvas hard, and Destroyer rolls out of the ring. To the out of the ring chart we go. And on a roll of 7, that's the helpless crawl. Destroyer has to crawl his way back into the ring ahead of the 10 count. He wants a shot at the gold, and he's not going to accept a count-out loss here. But TSURUTA is waiting with another power bomb. Down to the canvas hard goes Destroyer. The pin rating now is 6. And on a roll of 8, Destroyer survives again. Boy, the Destroyer is making TSURUTA work to earn this victory, even though the Destroyer really hasn't mounted any significant offense of his own. TSURUTA now with a jumbo backdrop again. The pin roll now is 7. And finally, on a roll of 7, he got him. A dominant title defense for Jumbo TSURUTA in his first defense of the Dixie Heavyweight Championship, with a relatively one-sided victory over a very game challenger in the Destroyer. By way of the jumbo backdrop, your winner and still Dixie Heavyweight Champion, Jumbo TSURUTA. All right, thank you to everybody. I celebrated his birthday at Gen Con, says Thad Killiam. Yeah, Destroyer has a good reputation as being a very smart and articulate man. Question from Kevin Butcher as we say hello to Michael Peterson in the chat room. Hello to you too as well, sir. Thank you, and thank you for coming out tonight. How many tokens do you say they're bleeding, Dave? I used to go with 3, but I have stretched that out to 5. It kind of depends on the nature of the move that causes the fatigue token. I mean, if somebody gets pinned on a roll-up attempt, I'm not going to call that a cause for blood. But if the 3rd or 4th fatigue token comes off of a bionic elbow or a top rope elbow smash or something high impact, then I will call for the blood. But TSURUTA uses backdrops and power bombs, and neither of those are moves that are likely to draw blood. So we sort of play that one as we go from match to match. But now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your main event of the evening. This match is for the Atlantic Tag Team Championship, and this is a title rematch. Coming to the ring first, your challengers, the former Atlantic Tag Team Champions. At a total combined weight of 458 pounds. Led to the ring by their manager, Jim Cornette. It is beautiful Bobby Eaton and Sweet Stan Lane, the Midnight Express. So Eaton and Lane come down to the ring, accompanied by Jim Cornette. Cornette always ready to speak his mind at a moment's notice, and he is giving the fans of Miami here plenty of grief as he brings his former Atlantic Tag Team Champions to the ring. And their opponents, at a total combined weight of 525 pounds. They come to you from the state of Michigan. They are Rick and Scotty, the Steiner brothers. So the Steiner brothers come to the ring. The fans here in Miami come to their feet as Rick and Scotty, very popular champions, having just won the belts from Eaton and Lane, and we are ready for a rematch here tonight in Miami. And Carl Zilla says, no Condrey. I've got Condrey teaming with Tom Pritchard these days as the Celestial Bodies over in Texas. But if the Midnight Express is unsuccessful in regaining the titles, I may reshuffle the deck and think about whether I want to bring Condrey in to work with Eaton and maybe put Stan Lane together with Steve Kern to reform the Fabulous Ones. But we'll see about that. Right now, Eaton and Lane have it in mind to regain the tag team titles that they have lost from the Steiner brothers. And here we go. Starting things off will be Scotty Steiner and Sweet Stan Lane for their respective squads. And the opening initiative role goes to Scotty Steiner. Steiner moves to the center of the ring and grabs Lane and tosses him over and down to the canvas in a hip toss. Nice hip toss by Scotty. He is the power man of the pairing. And Scotty also has a -2 agility, which I think is a little bit too strong, but that's how the card was printed. Lane is going to try and get over and make a tag, and on a roll of 3, he is able to tag in Beautiful Bobby. And quickly, Beautiful Bobby comes into the ring against Steiner, and it is Beautiful Bobby who grabs an armbar on Steiner. Scotty's going to try and get over for the tag and cannot get there. Eaton in control. Eaton now is going to go for a bulldog. This is a choice B maneuver. So he will have the option of trying to execute that on a 6 or lower or going with a turnbuckle B. We'll go with a whip to the turnbuckle. Eaton with a whip to the turnbuckle. Off the turnbuckle comes Scotty Steiner, and on a roll of 7, it is a big kick by Bobby Eaton that stuns Steiner. Eaton takes over on offense. Eaton now with a divorce court, that painful move that drives the shoulder into the mat and puts a lot of strain on that anterior glenohumeral joint. You could disarticulate a man's shoulder with a move like that, but Steiner has those big arms, gets to his feet, he's a little sore, and Eaton moves in, and now it is a tag to Lane and a double goozle executed on Scotty Steiner. That's an add 1 move, and on a roll of 4 on the defense, that's also a cover. So Steiner will be pinned on a roll of 3 or lower. We do not waste a pin save on pin rolls of 3. And on a roll of 3, he got him. How about that? We have new champions just like that. As Bobby Eaton and Sweet Stan Lane with a double team maneuver. Jim Cornette had Rick Steiner distracted at ringside with his antics. And Eaton and Lane pull off the double goozle, slamming Steiner face down, forehead driven into the canvas. Eaton rolled him over and pinned him 1, 2, 3 before Rick Steiner even knew what had happened. I can't say that I'm surprised. Rick Steiner is from the University of Michigan, and by definition is not too bright. And he was easily distracted by the wiles of one Jim Cornette. And just like that, out of nowhere, Scotty Steiner is pinned after the double team, double goozle by Eaton and Lane. And the team of the Midnight Express, Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane, have regained the Atlantic Tag Team Championship. Carlzilla, I can't say that I'm happy, but man, that was unexpected. A huge pop from the Ultimate Wildcat fan. Pulling for Corny and his boys, two of the best teams in histories. And indeed, no fabulous ones yet, as a new title reign is commenced here in Miami tonight, as Eaton and Lane are your winners. What I usually do here when the teams trade the title back and forth in consecutive rematches is the next confrontation for these two will be 2 out of 3 falls. And the winner of that will move on, and the loser drops out of contention for the titles. So the next time these two teams meet, it will be 2 out of 3 falls to settle it once and for all for the Atlantic Tag Team Championship. But for tonight, congratulations to Bobby Eaton and Stan Lane. They are your winners, and they are your new Atlantic Tag Team Champions. All right, good crowd here tonight for wrestling. Thank you to everybody who came out. I wish we'd had a little more action in the main event, but the Midnight Express didn't waste any time putting away the Steiner brothers. They took that pinfall when they could get it. And new champions have been crowned here in Miami. So we will say farewell to the Steiner brothers as Jim Cornette comes into the ring to celebrate with his men. And the fans in Miami go away disappointed that the Steiner brothers have lost the Atlantic Tag Team Championship. Al Red Sox fan, the OSU fan just came out in Uncle Dave Little. Indeed. Al Red Sox fan, Thad Killian. Ultimate Wildcat fan, Kevin Butcher, picturing Corny jumping around. Cleveland baseball fan, 879, Michael Peterson. We had some other folks early in the broadcast. Who else did we have at the beginning? We had Brian Vanderwall, I believe, was here. Derek Bauman was here. And yeah, that is a fine crew of folks here in the chat room tonight for the action from the Atlantic Wrestling Federation. So on behalf of the AWF and all of the territories in the Heartland Championship Wrestling universe, and from the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network, this is Dave Little signing off from the Dave Cave. That's our stream, and I am out of here.